The case of David Boykin is as mysterious as it is tragic. This is the type of missing persons case everyone in our community should be aware of. But though he's been missing for nearly 2 years under highly suspicious circumstances, this is the first time his story is being told. So please watch our report. You may be able to help find David.
We believe that he was drawn to Bakersfield from social media.
For the family of David Boykin, the nightmare began in spring 2017 when the then 35-year-old vanished from his family's home in Washington state. He was headed to Bakersfield, they believe at the encouragement of one of his Facebook friends. Even though David was a grown man, taking off without telling them was terrifying.
David is mentally between the ages of 8 and 10, but he will try to blend in with everybody and say okay to everything. And he will stand up and say yes, 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 and nod his head to agree whatever you want him to do, he will do. Because David wants friends.
Hello. Goodbye.
He'd spent his childhood and adolescence in special education. As an adult, psychologists found he had an IQ of 55, categorizing him as intellectually challenged. David was familiar with Kern County and knew people in Bakersfield. Though his family was very concerned when he left, they wanted to support his efforts to live a normal adult life. So they got him an apartment and found him a roommate. But come August 1st, 2017, the family got a call that changed their lives forever. David's few belongings were missing, and so was he. There were immediate red flags. David's mother says he can't survive without medical treatment.
He has to take an injection every couple of weeks. If he doesn't have that injection, it will get worse and he will not be able to walk.
In the nearly 2 years since he's been gone, his prescriptions have not been filled. His monthly SSI checks have been deposited into his bank account, but there have been no withdrawals. However, with no concrete evidence of foul play, family felt there wasn't much of an investigation being done by law enforcement. So a couple months after the disappearance, they hired a Bakersfield private investigator, Mitch Rowland.
With his sister, what was interesting is he used to call her at 12:01 a.m. on her birthday. He would want to be the very first person to ever wish her a happy birthday. And when he didn't call any of the family members in 2018, especially his sister, that's when we began to believe that David was not with us anymore.
Rowland uncovered disturbing information.
I was able to talk with some people that David had communicated with in the last few days that anybody heard from him, and he had indicated that he was being pursued by some people that believed that he stole money from them and that they had guns, and he felt that his life was in danger.
Just when the family was beginning to accept the possibility they'd never see David again.
I get a call out of the blue. First I think my son's dead, and now I get the Stockton Police Department saying that, hey, wait a second, this is what's going on with your son.
This interview with Mary and PI Mitch Rowland took place 3 months ago, right after Mary got the call from Bakersfield police telling her son was alive and on the run. Stockton police told Bakersfield police that in October 2018, a woman called 911 saying her boyfriend had assaulted her. When officers arrived, she said he had fled, but told them he was 36 years old and named David Boykin. The district attorney's office in Stockton issued an arrest warrant for David Anthony Boykin, the missing man out of Bakersfield.
I was suspicious that it was our David Boykin.
It's not my son to hurt somebody. They're saying this is domestic violence. My David would not do that. My David, I don't think, could be in a relationship.
Mary was adamant it wasn't her son, but Stockton police said officers positively ID'd him the night of the assault. It seemed the case was closed, but David's mother wouldn't accept the information from Stockton.
Something doesn't add up.
Do you want it to be true?
Well, wouldn't you want it to be true? Wouldn't you want your son alive? I would. Can I help my son?
Unfortunately, Mary's gut instinct was right. After making several trips from Washington to meet with Bakersfield police face to face, she pushed officers to inquire further. Bakersfield police recently got the Stockton officer's body cam footage, and it turns out the David Boykin wanted for assault is definitely not this David Boykin. How this huge mix-up happened isn't completely clear, but an online record search shows there are 2 other David Boykins who are also 36 years old in California alone.
The whole system has failed my son. Learning disabilities and all, everybody's failed my son, including myself.
The investigation into David's disappearance is back at square one, except now, Bakersfield police agree there are suspicious circumstances. Family says they've recently uncovered records that show the last time his phone was used was in Bakersfield on August 1st, 2017, the last day anyone spoke to him. His social media accounts haven't been touched since either. P.I. Rowland fears that David met someone who took advantage of him and may have hurt him.
David doesn't have the mental capacity of his physiological age. So he's susceptible to falling in with the wrong group of people. He's easily influenced by people.
It's a scenario family has long suspected, but with David being gone nearly 2 years with no answers, they say the passage of time is only increasing their grief.
I can drive down the street, I don't see very well. I drive down the street and I think it's my son, and it's not.
If you have any information on the whereabouts of David Boykin, you're urged to call Bakersfield Police at 327-7111. And remember, you can always remain anonymous by calling Secret Witness at 322-4040. In Bakersfield, I'm Olivia LaVoice, 17 News.